Welcome back to the channel, everyone.
In this week's video, we're going to be giving you a walkthrough of what our layout's going to be.
Get it? Layout, and we're laying on the floor. So we'll start here in the van to show you around a little bit, and then we'll move to a 3D CAD model to show you some of the finer details.
And as a recap for those who don't remember, we have a 2013 Mercedes Sprinter with a 144 wheelbase.
Let's go! So starting up here in the front, we're going to have a swivel seat on the passenger seat. So we can swivel back and forth and use that as extra seating for the living area. Underneath the seat, we're going to have our heater. And then next to it, we will also have Lagoon table mount. The driver's seat is going to stay fixed. We're not gonna do a swivel there. And then above those seats, in last week's video, you saw us install this headliner shelf.
Look back at me and grimace. Behind our driver's seat will be our kitchen area. We'll have a wall with a couple of different pantry shelves that will store all of our dry goods. Below that will be our fridge. We'll have a long countertop followed by a deep sink. Right above our kitchen area will be our upper cabinets. They will run all the way from front to back on the driver's side.
Directly behind the kitchen counter, we'll have a couch that runs the entire width of the van, used to wrap around into the door, creating an L couch. The couch is going to have several features which we'll go over in the 3D model.
So behind our couch will be our 2/3 fixed bed. We will have a pull-out feature that will pull out to the end of our couch and will complete the final third of our bed, making it a full queen. Dan, I hope you're prepared because I like to sleep sideways. But actually, it'll be like this.
Under the bed in the back of the van will be our garage. On the passenger side will be our electrical hub, and on the driver's side will be our water tank. And then we'll still have space to fit 2 bikes and tons of other knickknacks.
I love knickknacks. So now that you have seen the inside of the van, we're going to take you through the virtual tour.
Welcome everyone to the virtual portion of our van layout tour.
Alright guys, so we went with SketchUp Free. It's a CAD modeling software we use to model the inside of our van, and Dan's going to start by walking us through it.
Alright, so here you can see the model. So a couple disclaimers before we get going. This is still a working model, so everything isn't quite perfect. We're modifying things as we come up with new ideas, or as, you know, things don't quite fit. We're just still working with it. Also, the colors are absolutely not final. We just added a few colors to make things more visible and more visually distinctive for you guys. So we'll start with the shell of the van and everything that's connected with that, and then we can blow that away to make the rest of the interior more visible.
So exciting.
So the walls and the ceiling are going to be a tongue and groove. On the walls, we are going to go with a white. That color is pretty set on. Then on the ceiling here, we are going to go with a natural wood or a stained wood color. Same white on this other wall. And then the floor is like a brown gray. We actually just bought it yesterday, and you guys will see that final product in next week's video. Final thing about the shell is this is a little spice rack right here. In the model, it shows coming out onto the counter. In reality, this will be sunk into the wall and won't actually take up any counter space. I couldn't quite get the model to do that though, but I still wanted to show you guys that we will have a spice rack. And then now we can see the rest of the interior a little better. So starting up at the front, here will be the passenger seat, and remember that will be a swivel seat. And here is the Lagoon table mount that we had talked about, and probably most of you are familiar with if you're into van life at all. So we can have it in this orientation to have a workstation or eating station, whatever, sitting in the passenger seat.
Or we'll have it swivel.
Yeah, so we'll be able to have it swivel, and then we can use this as additional countertop space for cooking or just storing things and whatever in this orientation over here, and have this area free and a little bit easier to walk back and forth in there.
And I can also do my editing and working.
Yeah, so
right
yeah,
there as
yeah.
well.
So you can see this also could be a workstation from this little portion of the couch here. Okay, so pretty versatile. Okay, so now with it back in this orientation, we'll move to the driver's side kitchen area. So this wall is directly behind the driver's seat, and you can see here that we'll have a few shelves for dry goods, mason jars, canned goods, things like that, for easier access, and it should just give us a lot of storage there. From here you can see this countertop. That will be our main kitchen area, and ending in a sink. You can see it will be a pretty large, deep sink. Yeah, so directly below, closest to the driver, will hold our camp stove. We're gonna go with a propane camp stove, and we'll pull that out up onto the counter whenever we want to cook. Below that will be our refrigerator, and so this below the sink will be...
We have some cabinets.
Yeah, so then we have some cabinet space. Basically all these in this L here are pretty undefined right now as far as if there'll be drawers or like swing cabinets. This one is set as a swing cabinet for below the sink, just probably our trash and recycling storage and just other under sink storage, you know, typical things. And
then this cabinet, the cabinet right below the sink, it's kind of like a fake cabinet. It's not actually a cabinet because we don't really have the space for it because our sink is there.
If you've seen it, just like pulls out and there's a little hinge and just a little storage for like sponges and things like that.
Yeah.
Trying to maximize storage space in a van. So you want to talk about upper cabinets?
Yeah, so we have 4 cabinets. They're about equal in size and length, and we'll primarily just have them to store our clothes and maybe some kitchen utensils, things like that.
That's great, Chica. That's just great.
We got 4 cabinets, guys.
All right. So moving to our couch, you can see our couch will have a full width couch going this way, wrapping around into an L. And remember, the door comes about right here, so this will stick out a little bit into the doorway. We will have storage under this seat here, and under this seat. As well as, so we can see that this is, all the gray here are the cushions, and then this is a little back to the couch that will serve 2 purposes. One, there'll be a little bit of storage in there, same thing with over here, as well as it is the supporting member for the bed rail system or bed slat system that we can pull out, which we'll get to in a minute. The first one of those features that I had mentioned in the van is under here. Under here will be a little kennel area for Kona to sit down in and lay down in and just have her own little space in the van. The next feature is you can see that this middle seat section looks like a countertop material, will be the same countertop material as the lagoon table and our kitchen counter. The reason that is a countertop is because we'll be able to remove this back cushion here and this seat cushion here, and then move that countertop to be, it's a dinette area for us to eat at while facing each other, or just sit at and have another work surface along to complement the lagoon table.
I also wanted to mention we decided to go with an L couch instead of more counter space because we wanted more area for Kona to be able to jump and move around, and so it's really just also convenient for her. As
well as, remember, the door comes to about, so if we look back at this, having a bench here rather than a countertop just opens up the view. If the countertop was here, it would be up at about this level, and it just cuts off more of the view looking out of the door. So it's nice to just have that little bit more open area.
Yeah.
So then back in couch mode, the final feature of our couch bed area is to pull out this slider right here into this position, and now you can see how the back of this couch supports this beam, which supports the slats here, both sides. And then we can move these couch cushions up onto here, so to create our bed here. So in this back portion, this is a full width queen bed, and you can see it's a little bit wider on the footer just because of how the couch cushions are, and then it is just short of a full length queen bed. So yeah, that's how we will sleep. And we'll be able to use this to step up in, and yeah, it'll be great. One other feature of our bed area is just some storage on either side. So here we have a few little slots along the passenger side area, and then on the driver's side, we also have a few slots for stuff and things. This front one, I know I want to have be a laundry chute, so we can just throw it down there, and then it'll go down into our garage area and somehow get into a hamper down there.
Let's go to the garage.
Okay, so then with it back in couch mode here, we will go and take a look at the garage area. Here you can see Kona's little kennel area. And then on the passenger side, this here is a wheel well box cover. On top of that, we will put our battery, which is a 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. Mounted to the side here is going to be our 2000 watt pure sine wave inverter. And then the final major component of our electrical system is this, which is our DC to DC with MMPT charge controller. So this will take care of both charging off of the alternator as well as controlling the solar power coming in from the solar panels. Finally, over here on the driver's side will be our water tank. We are planning to go with one of those water tanks that fits over the wheel well to maximize storage area. With the space left in the garage, we should be able to fit both of our bikes in here, running this way, not front to back, but running side to side. And then we'll still have plenty of other storage for everything else we have.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching our van tour video. I can't wait for you guys to see the actual real thing. I think we're all really excited.
Yes, very excited to continue with the build. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep seeing more, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.